Let's go to the side, though, that's arguing for the motion, Russia is a marginal power, and take on this issue of nuclear capability that Russia still possesses, which your opponents say all by itself makes it impossible to call Russia a marginal power. Let's take that to Ed Lucas.
Well, as I said almost my opening words, Russia is a nuclear superpower. It's worth bearing in mind, of course, that having the nuclear warheads is one thing and delivering them is another, and that the record of the Russian Navy of building new strategic submarines is pretty patchy, even by the lamentable standards of defence procurement contracts worldwide. And there's something slightly comic about seeing the old Bear bombers, which look like something out of Dr. Strangelove, lumbering up to Guam and other places in NATO airspace to try and provoke us and scare us. And you kind of wonder if the rubber bands and gaffer tape, duct tape, are still holding them together all right. I worry about the security of the Soviet and Russian, ex-Soviet and now Russian nuclear. It's catching now.
Sorry.
Of the nuclear arsenal. But I just want to also, if I may, just pick up on what I don't really.
But just to the point, then you're saying that capability is rather irrelevant to.
Well, it's there in the sense that if Putin goes mad or even madder, yes, he can do a Dr. Strangelove, and he can blow the world up, and that is indeed something to worry about. But I think you have to ask, how does he use that power? What is he using that power for? How does he take that power and put Russia at the center of world affairs? Is he helping, for example, to deal with non-proliferation? That would be a really good thing for a nuclear superpower to do, to try and make sure we deal with nuclear proliferation in the Middle East, maybe put pressure on North Korea so that they don't develop their nuclear weapon. That's what a mainstream nuclear power would do. Russia's not involved in that. On the contrary, it's actually constantly threatening to sell advanced air defense systems to Iran, which would give the Iranians more time and more protection for their nuclear program. They've certainly played no role in helping to deal with North Korea.
Let's take some of what you just said back to Robert Blackwill, where we hear Edward Lucas again arguing on this issue of what's marginality, what pushes Russia from the center of the game. And he's saying the weapons are irrelevant, it's how they use them.
Well, first of all, Russia is modernizing all three legs of its strategic deterrent, its delivery systems. So those are facts. Unlike the United States, Russia has active programs, missile programs, submarine programs, and aircraft programs to deliver its nuclear weapons. They take it seriously. Second, Russia is involved in the North Korean diplomacy. And third, Russia has not delivered advanced air defense systems to Iran. They haven't done so. So all three of those facts are wrong. With respect to nuclear weapons, and our colleagues admit that it is a superpower, the question again, just to remind ourselves, is not, is Russia a responsible power? We all agree it's not a responsible power, and we can list all the different ways. But that's not what the subject tonight is about. It's rather how important a power is it, and the nuclear weapons make it of consequence to the United States.
Ian Bremmer.